Hello friends, welcome to another tutorial. My name is Agnes. In case you're new to this channel, you are welcome. In today's tutorial, I will show you how I made this cardigan or sweater. It's multicolored, kind of striped, and it's quite easy. I made a full set, so the skirt tutorial is already on the channel. It's the video just before this. You can make the full set. Of course, the skirt you can make it longer if you like longer. This was just my choice and I like it. So yeah, I will leave a link in the description and comment section. For the colors, of course, I used 7 colors, and you can use a single color or just 2 colors, depends on what you like, really. For the colors, this is the yarn that I use. It's Happy Place. I will also leave the link in the comment section and description box. This is a collaboration between Hobby and Tony of TL Yarns. And yeah, I used 8 skeins for the whole set, the skirt and the cardigan, but I'm a size extra small, and you can see my skirt is short, so you will need more of this. It's cotton and wool. It's 250 meters each skein. It recommends a 5mm hook, but I'll be using a 4mm hook because I like tight stitches. Yeah, so it's a 4mm hook that I'll be using, but you can use a 5mm if you like. Yeah, and we are just going to start right away. So the foundation chain length is the length of our sweater from the top of our shoulder downwards. So take those measurements, know how long you want yours to be, then make a slip knot, and then you are going to make chains equivalent to that length. But I am using 2 colors on every row, so I will just make a few chains and then change color in that same chain, because I have 2 colors on every row. All right. So if you want 2 colors on every row, do that. If you want just one color, then that's also okay. All right, so I'll make 15 inches of chain. Okay, so this is where my it's a light blue ends, and now I want to add on this burnt orange in the same chain. I don't have my 15 inches yet, but I will chain until I have my 15 inches. This is how you add the other color. Just pull up a loop like this, pull through with a loop, and then just continue chaining. All right, so note down the number of chains that you have so that we can do the same for the front panels, because we need the identical length. Okay, all right, so I'll do 15 inches. That is the length of my sweater. So measure yourself from the top of your shoulder downwards to where you want it to reach and do that chain. All right, so 15 inches, right? Yeah, so I will give you the rest of the other measurements. The length is just depends on you, because some of you might want it long and mine is short, so this depends on you. But for the sizes, I'm going to give you the length. All right, that was in centimeters. All right, so we are going to start with a single crochet row, which acts as like the ribbing at the bottom. You see this? We also have this for the skirt, by the way, so it's the same pattern like the skirt. So the ribbing at the bottom is single crochets, and then the rest is half double crochets. So how do we start? We are going to skip this very first chain here and go into the second chain with a single crochet. So single crochet, and I'm going to make a total of 12 single crochets. If you like that, then you can make 12, but if you want like a longer looking ribbing or a shorter one, depends on you. It can be less than 12, it can be more than 12, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll make 12 single crochets. So every time I'm on this side, I will make 12 single crochets. Okay, so make 12 single crochets, and then once we are done with that, then we go to the double crochet, half double crochet part. So done with the bottom part of our sweater. Now I need to do the top, which is half double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, right, and make a half double crochet in your next stitch. This is our 13th stitch. So half double crochet in the next stitch, and I'm just going to continue doing half double crochets until the end. I will only show you how to change the color because you need to change color at some point if you're doing the multicolored like me. So once I get where I have the light blue, then I need to change color, and I'll show you how to do that. So this is our last brown. No, it's hot orange, burnt orange, sorry. I'll leave three loops. Instead of finishing, I'll just drop this burnt brown and pick my other color, and then finish the stitch, pull through with the blue like this. Okay, and then now I start on this color with half double crochets, so like this. So I'm going to go into every stitch with a half double crochet until I get to the end. I'm doing 2 colors. I think you can be able to do 3 colors if you like, but I think I just didn't want to keep changing colors here and there. That's too much, so I just did 2 colors. So just go on until the end. I'll meet you at the end of the row. So this is our wrong side and this is our right side. Okay, so meet you at the end. So I've come to the end, and this is going to be my last stitch. And for when we get to the end of the half double crochet, right, when we start on the half double crochet side, we are going to chain 2. Keep that in mind. We chain 2 when we're on the half double crochet side, and this chain 2 does not count as a stitch, so I'll put my very first stitch in here. Okay, chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch, so this is my very first half double crochet, and we are working in both loops. So just insert your hook and make a half double crochet. We are yarning over, so continue doing half double crochets. We are working in 2 loops. Okay, you can do this in the back loop only, and the ribbing, it will look really pretty, but yeah, I didn't want to do that because my skirt is in half double crochets in 2 loops, so I just wanted to match it. Okay, so but if you do it only in the back loop, it will look really pretty. So I'm where I need to change the colors. This is going to be my last stitch in this light color, so I'll go in there, and instead of pulling through, I will drop, but drop this to the front because this is our wrong side. We have a wrong side and a right side. We are only dropping to the wrong side, so instead of dropping it like this, I will bring it to the front like this, and then pick my dark color like this, and then pull through to finish. So we are only dropping the yarn on one side, and then I'll just continue with the half double crochets. Okay, so wrong side, and then the other side is the right side, and then I am just going to continue with half double crochets, and when I get to where I need to do single crochets, then I do my 12 single crochets. Okay, you can put a stitch marker, but I can tell by just looking at it where my single crochets start, or maybe I can't. I hope I have the right number. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So it's 12 stitches of single crochet. Don't forget that this is your last stitch, and then for the single crochet side, we are only chaining 1. Okay, and the half double crochet side, we chain 2. So now we only chain 1 and then turn our work. Okay, then turn our work we don't yarn over, so we are only just going into that very first stitch and make a single crochet. So I'll make a total number of 12 single crochets and then start on the half double crochets. Single crochets. All right, so now we start on the half double crochet. So you yarn over and then half double crochet. And now, so it's just going to be this single crochets, half double crochets, single crochets, half double crochets the whole time. But the only thing is changing colors. So for example, if I wanted to take this darker color more forward to the front, so how would I do it? So instead of dropping the yarn like we would do and then pick this yarn to finish off and continue, I want to take this to at least the further. So I will pick this blue and just take it along with me like this, like sew it in. Is it sew it in or work along with it? I don't know, something like that. So it is going with me like this. I'm working my half double crochets. It's in between my half double crochets like this. So until I get to the point where I feel like that's enough, and then I just drop the darker color and pick my light color again. Okay, so like that. And now I drop it to the wrong side, which is now on this side, and then pick this lighter color, pull through, and then just continue with this color. So this is just to show you how you can make them uneven, because my work is very uneven and it was very intentional. I don't want them to be in one line like that. Or you can cut it off if you're done with that color, and then I'll introduce a new one. So just continue with the half double crochets all the way to the end, and I think I will meet you there so that I can show you one more last time. All right. So I'm coming to the end, and this is going to be my last stitch right here. All right, so in here is where my last stitch goes, like this. Okay. And then we are going to chain 2 because we are on the half double crochet row, and then start again. So you chain 2. But I want to show you how to introduce a new color. So just chain 1, cut it off, right? Now I want to introduce a new color. So I will pick, I think I want this pink. Okay. So once you cut it off, we are going to reattach our new color like this. I will go in like this, leave a tail, pull through like this, and then chain 2. Okay, 1 and 2. Chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch, so I'm going to pull these tails to work. How do you call this? To, you know, crochet along with them, or you know what I mean. Okay, so I don't want to weave them in later because that's a lot of work. So just work on top of them or in between. I don't know, whatever. I just can't think of the right word at the moment, but you see what I'm doing, right? So it's single crochet, I mean half double crochets all the way. This is just me showing you how to introduce new colors, change colors, but the pattern is quite easy. It's half double crochets and single crochets all through. Okay, so I drop this on the wrong side, then I'll cut it off later. So, and just continue until I'm where I have the other color. Okay, like that. So this is the wrong side. I'll meet you here. So I'm to where I need to change color, so I will make a very incomplete half double crochet. That means I will go in with my hook like this, and then this is the wrong side, so I'll drop in the front like this, pick up my other color and pull through the 3 loops like this and yarn over and just continue. So you can even introduce a new color like right here. So I would just, if I was done with the burnt orange, I would just cut it off and then start a new color from right here. Okay, but so just keep changing the colors according to what you want until you have the width that you need. And yeah, you can see I keep changing colors. Sometimes it's just 1 row, sometimes it's more rows, so depends on what you like. And yeah, just be creative with it. So let's keep working there. Half double crochets until we get to where we need to do the single crochets. So single crochets are at the bottom of the cardigan and the half double crochets are at the top, which means our single crochets will act as what would be a ribbing. Okay, so that smaller part around the waist, or if it is longer, it doesn't matter where it is. Mine is around the waist, but it can be a longer cardigan, right? So it's single crochet part. So works 12 single crochets, by the way, this yarn is very soft to work with it. So if you want some of this, check the link in my comment section. I pinned the comment. So chain 1, and we would turn our work and continue to work single crochets. Okay, so 12 single crochets, and then once you get to, I don't know, this part, other part, I'll change color and then continue, you know, just continue changing colors here and there, and until you get to the width of the cardigan that you want. I'm going to put for you the measurements for the sizes, different sizes, so in inches, and you can always Google what, I don't know, 20 inches is in centimeters. If you're someone that uses centimeters, Google will tell you, or what is 30 inches in centimeters, and it will tell you. Okay, so these are the measurements. All right, so I am done, and this is what I have worked from side to side. This is our back panel complete, and I'm a size extra small, which means I did 20 inches of, for my size. So just check the chart, see if you need to do 20 or 25 or 26, I don't know, and do that. So for the neckline, we are going to be leaving 5 inches for the neckline. Okay, so for me, that's 20 minus 5, which means I have 15 left, which means my front panels will be 7.5 inches wide, each front panel. So 7.5, 7.5, half, that makes 15. And if you add the 5 that we left for the neckline, then that makes it 20. Okay, so we'll make 2 front panels. I'm going to give you the measurements for that because I want to make it so easy for you. I'll give you the measurements for the front panel so you don't have to calculate this. Okay, so yeah, the length is definitely the same for the front panels. This is one of my front panels. The length is the same. The number of stitches is the same. I will not show you how to do this because it's the same, just 7.5 inches instead of 20. All right. So do 2 front panels, very identical, not with the colors, no. I mean, the stitches are very identical and the number of rows are very identical. They should be the same. All right. So two times. And once you're done with that, then we will do the sleeves. But the measurements are coming in the next slide, okay? So also for the sleeves. So I will not show you how I did this. It's the same. same pattern, single crochets, same number, 12, and then the rest of the stitches that you had. So that's why I said note down the number of your stitches. So we have our front panel and our back panels, a back panel and our front panels, and now we need the sleeves. For the sleeves, same pattern, single crochets, half double crochets. So I will give you the measurements. I don't have to repeat the pattern because it's the same. So one difference with this is that for this ribbing, the single crochets, I only made 10 instead of 12. Okay, but you can make 12 if you want, and it doesn't matter, but I made 10. All right, that's the only difference. Okay, so pattern still the same. So for the sleeves, they should be identical too. This is for size extra small, and this I made 14 inches. All right, in width. I'll give you the measurements for the rest of the measurements, as well as I'm giving you also measurements for the length, okay, for the sleeves. So okay, so we will make 2 identical sleeves, and yeah, and then we will attach them to the cardigan, everything together. So these are the measurements. So here is the front panel width, all right, and here is the sleeves length plus width. The length means the foundation chain. All right, so once you have everything, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, then we are going to join them, and we are starting with the front panels. So we join the front panels to the back panels, coming from the side to the towards the neckline, and I am using an iron needle. You can use a single crochet or slip stitch if you don't have a yarn needle, but this I think works best. So I'll just sew it like this. And we are sewing on the wrong side of our work. All right, so just sew it together so that the seam is on the wrong side, and when we turn it, it looks neat and clean. Choose one color to use. I chose this, it's like a very light blue. I'll see you there. Once you're done joining, join the other panel too, and so that you have something looking like this. This is on the wrong side, okay? And then once you're done, then we need to put the sleeves. So what do you do with the sleeves? Just fold them into 2 and look for the middle part here. Put a stitch marker. This is my stitch marker. It came with a yarn. It was a gift. So it's a very pretty stitch marker. Looks like an earring. All right, so once you've done that, then put this on this side like this, and the stitch marker is going to be in line with our seam that joins our front panels and our back panel. So I will just this line here, put my stitch marker there. So now I know where the middle is. So now we just sew it together from one side to the other side, okay? Like this, all the way down to the other side. Once you're done with that, do the other sleeve too, so that you have your both sleeves attached. And then, yeah, on this side too. From this side to that side. All right, so once you're done, we are going to fold it. I'm done attaching the sleeve, so I'll fold it like this. Oh no, on the wrong side, because we are still working. We need to join this other side. So we are going to join this part down here, first from down to the underarm and to the sleeve, or from the sleeve to the underarm and downwards. It doesn't matter where you begin, just do it, okay? So you can use your yarn needle or you can use single crochets, I don't care. So once you're done, it looks like this, and we need to do the front. So for the front, I'm just going to put single crochets, okay? So rows of single crochets, I did about 6 rows. So let me show you how to do that, right? Oh, I didn't tell you how we are putting the single crochets. It's just around this neckline all the way down. It's just like a ribbing, but yeah. Today no ribbing, we are working with single crochets, so let's get into it. All right, so this is the wrong side of the row, and that's where I'm going to begin. So insert in your hook on that very first stitch, reattach your yarn, and chain 1 and make a single crochet. So we are going to be using only single crochet, so you'll go into every stitch with a single crochet. It doesn't matter whether it's a half double crochet stitch or it was previously a single crochet stitch. We are working only with single crochets here. So I am going to work single crochets all the way to the top, you know, where I have like my around my shoulders or collar area, and then on the corners you're going to skip that stitch in the corner. So just work single crochets. Once you get to the corner at the top, just skip the stitch in the corner and work the next and go all around until the bottom on the other side. So I have arrived on at the bottom of the other side, and you're going to chain 1, cut off my yarn because I'm changing color every row. You can do that, or you can use one color. I thought about using the cream color only, and then I decided, you know what, it looks cuter, I guess, with different colors. So chain 1, single crochet, and continue single crocheting. So you'll single crochet all the way around. No need to skip any stitch at this point. And then once you're done, you go to the other side, cut off the yarn, begin another color. I used a total of 6 colors for this, so that means I made 6 rows. So yeah, do that and you will be done, and I'll see you once I'm done with that, right? Just single crochets all around. So this is where we are. Just go all the way up like this, single crochets, go down and until 6 rows. So this is my finished cardigan and I love it. So I cannot wait to see the colors that you use in your project. So please make sure you tag me. It's SC Crochets on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share and comment, like, so that you can help me grow. Otherwise, thank you so much. I'll see you in my next tutorial. So bye guys.